And a warm welcome, everybody. We're here in the heart of Melbourne. It's Albert Park, and it's qualifying for the Australian Grand Prix.
Hello everybody, it's Joe here and welcome back once again to my F1 24 career mode. This is the My Team season, round 2, aka season 4. We're in Melbourne for the Australian Grand Prix. If you haven't seen the last one from Bahrain, do be sure to check that one out before you see this one, as this is your last chance to do so before spoilers. Also, if you have missed a few episodes, and you want to catch up, you can do so using my playlist on my channel. It is F1 24 career mode. Right, well, we come to Melbourne after not the strongest beginnings. We finished outside the points, but here I'm hoping to bring the car to a point. We have had a couple of upgrades fitted for this race weekend, and the lap was looking alright there. We were only 2 tenths off Piastri, but then we went a little bit deep after the chicane, and that has knocked us back a bit, and the line round there wasn't perfect either. We're still pushing on though, because at the moment we're still around about P13, which I would happily accept as we head towards the last corner, but this sector of the track just doesn't really work for us. There's so much understeer, and in the end it's P17 we have to settle for, but that's 4 places higher than our Bahrain grid slot. So, if we're 4 places higher on the grid, we can finish 4 places higher in the race. That'll bring us a point. That is the logic I'm using. We are taking a point from the Australian Grand Prix with any luck. But Oscar Piastri carries on where he left off in Bahrain by taking pole position. Lando Norris on the front row, and then Verstappen and Bottas close behind.
Well, once upon a time, this used to be the season opener before it fell victim to a pandemic reshuffling. But now Albert Park is back at the heart of the F1 calendar, so welcome to sun-kissed Melbourne for the Australian Grand Prix. Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting race. Oscar Piastri lines up on pole position, and Lando Norris lines up alongside. As we continue through the rest of the grid today, we have Verstappen, Bottas, Russell, Fernando Alonso, Hamilton, Albon, Perez, Tsunoda, Théo Pourchaire, Stroll, Leclerc, Ocon, Gasly, Sainz, Joker, Ricciardo, Joe, Hülkenberg, Maloney, and Ollie Ben. That's it then, it's time to go racing as we head down trackside for today's race. And joining me in the commentary box once again, Naomi Schiff. Hi, Gnomes. Now, we had great fun watching them win last time out. What a great victory it was. But can they carry that into today's race?
Well, they're certainly in a great position. It's always great to just come off of a win. The momentum's there, the team are working well together, and so is the car. So what they've got to do is just keep building on that. Don't change the winning formula. Keep it simple and keep doing what you're doing.
I know you're gutted to be starting from here, but just focus on putting that and some other cars behind you. Good luck.
Going from a championship winning car to starting 17th on the grid is not... It's a bit of a sinking feeling, but we are underway in Australia. Let's see what we can do. Sainz alongside us didn't get away too well, so we might be able to gain a place there. He's going to the inside. I'm having a look to the outside once again, but there's not as much room as there was in Bahrain, but we do gain the place on Sainz, although he's still staying alongside us, side by side with Carlos Sainz. Leclerc and Gasly also in ahead, and Sainz able to nip back through, but we're going to go around the outside of turn 3. That'll give us the inside for the left-hander. Sainz coming across a little bit, clipping us, and Sainz having to back out as Gasly suddenly jammed on the brakes, and that caught me out. I had to take avoiding action, but we're up a place, up into P16, ahead of Carlos Sainz, and now we're chasing down our next potential target, which is Pierre Gasly in the Alpine. So a decent start for us moving forward. And I'm already trying to get alongside Pierre Gasly. Are we succeeding in getting alongside Pierre Gasly? Yes, we are, but we don't take the inside line there. I back out of that one. I didn't want to risk going into Leclerc. We're going to have another go down up towards this big braking zone here. Can we outbrake Gasly? Yes, we can. And we're also going to try and outbrake Leclerc. But that didn't quite work. And I think that was more me trying to avoid Leclerc rather than turning it into an overtake, because I broke so late just trying to get Gasly that I nearly hit him. So got to be a bit more careful on the brakes. Right, Leclerc is all over the rear of Esteban Ocon now. We might be able to get past the Haas. It's so weird seeing Charles Leclerc in a Haas, having a look for the inside there, but there was no way through. There was no gap to stop my car between Ocon and Leclerc, so that would have ended in contact. Next time round, however, we're a bit closer to Charles Leclerc. Are we going to have a little look round the outside? This is going to be for P14. Can we have a look? No, Leclerc's actually got really good momentum, and he's having a go at Esteban Ocon. Does he get through? No. Leclerc slightly backed up. This might be an advantage for me, and we're now going to use what's left of the battery to get alongside. Leclerc is half covering there, so we're not able to really make anything of it because he put his car in the middle of the circuit. But Ocon's backed him up, and this time we have more battery to use, not just on Leclerc, but on Ocon as well, as we sweep round the outside. And that, what a nice little double overtake there. And we bounce off the wall doing it. I'm so lucky that we didn't take more damage from that. Although, speaking of damage, I think that is Pierre Gasly's race coming to a conclusion early on there. That's so unfortunate for him. Back on board with us, though, we're currently P13, and I'm going to try and gain on Tsunoda and Stroll up ahead. But I need to make sure that I get clear of Ocon and Leclerc, otherwise they might be a threat behind me. So we need to push hard and get clear of those two behind so that we can create a gap for us to push. And in fact, we've got 9/10 clear, so I don't think Ocon will be a threat on this particular DRS zone. The gap is remaining very similar, but lap by lap, to Stroll and Tsunoda, so it might be worth trying an undercut. There's Lewis Hamilton on the right, pulling off his second race for Ferrari, going up in smoke. That's not how he'd want his Ferrari career to go. And in fact, Hamilton's had a disappointing go of it so far. He didn't look particularly strong in Bahrain, so not going great for him as we try and close in on the cars ahead. In fact, they're in their own little battle, I think. They've got their own little train, and I did decide in the end we're going to try and do this by an undercut. Even if we have the disadvantage of not so fresh tyres, it's not an easy track to overtake on. And with 4 DRS zones, even if a driver gets ahead, we can still try and stay within a second and use those DRS zones to our favour. We're out the pits, and now it's a game of let's see how hard we can push. We've got 6 seconds to our teammate Oliver Behrman, who's really struggling in this second race of the season. I am going to start investing, though, in improving his stats, so we're really kind of going all in with Behrman for this season, and then seeing where he ends the season before we make a decision on whether we retain him or not. Right, lap 14, we have caught Ollie Behrman, and we've got past Ocon and Leclerc, so we've stayed ahead of them, but we've extended our gap to 5 seconds through the undercut, and we're only 2 seconds away from Alex Albon. And I'm going to use the DRS from Behrman to help me get even closer. Behrman, look how slow he is around there. The tyre traction advantage really showing here. Ollie in P15, hopefully he won't make this too difficult for me, and we can just breeze past. And in fact, he is making this difficult for me because he's holding me up here. But I'm going to have a look to the inside and get past, and we haven't gained on Albon through DRS because of that, but we have another DRS zone here, so are we gaining on Albon with this one? Answer, not really, but he's going to be tucked up behind Zane Maloney soon, who I think also needs to pit, as I don't recall seeing him that high up. Right, there's Stroll and Tsunoda dead ahead, so the undercut has helped us catch them, but it's not really helped us get past but we are going to be very, very close to Tsunoda. And I'm thinking any potential overtakes that we want to do, we've got to do very quickly while their tyres are coming up to temperature, as they have got 4 laps fresher tyres than us, which in a 50% race makes all the difference. So, want to get this done fast, and we've got a little bit of overtake we can use. Not as much as I would like to have had, but hopefully it will be enough to help us at least get a bit closer to Tsunoda, and that's exactly what it's doing. We're getting closer to Tsunoda, we're taking a dive up the inside of Tsunoda, and we're getting past Tsunoda, moving up into P11, and now we are 1 place outside the points, and that is what we're going to be fighting Lance Stroll for here. And dead ahead of him is Théo Pourchaire and Alex Albon. So Pourchaire really struggling in the Red Bull. He just hasn't seemed, as we go down the inside of Lance Stroll, going side by side around there. Is we going to be able to get around the outside? No, we haven't. I was just saying that Pourchaire really seeming to be struggling with that Red Bull, as he's nowhere near his teammate Verstappen, and he's now right up the rear of Alex Albon, so he might want to take that place back. But I'm looking at taking P10 away from Lance Stroll. Has he got DRS on the car ahead? Yes, he has. So we're going to have to use overtake and be strategic about this. Round the outside of Stroll we go, and we do move into P10, kissing that barrier again as we do so. But that is a points playing position that we are in now. We are in the top 10, and we're in the battle for 8th. So I tell you what, Pourchaire and Albon, not that far ahead of me, not pulling clear. We might have a chance at going after P8 here. But first things first, we need to get past Alex Albon, and we're going to do that right here. We'll have a look at doing it. Albon is trying to cover, but we're alongside, down the inside. Not always the best place to get past round there, but we have got past Albon, up into P9, and now we're chasing down Théo Pourchaire. Meanwhile, Oscar Piastri sets the fastest lap. It looks like another race that he is just absolutely owning at the moment. Piastri untouchable at this stage. Pourchaire trying to build up his lead though. He's trying to get that 1 second gap to us, and with the DRS zones we have, it's just not possible. And now we're catching Théo Pourchaire. Are we going to have a look at him down the inside? No. We're going to save that for the next corner, and we're using all the track and all the curb to show how hard we're pushing. This result would mean so much to me if we could just go around the outside. Pourchaire fighting us. Pourchaire still fighting us down the inside. We're side by side here, but we've been forced wide, and Pourchaire just simply says thank you very much. I will retain that position. And we're now still in P9. If we can get P8, even if we get P9, even if at the worst we get P10, I will still be so happy to bring a point back. Albon having a look down the inside now, but there's no way through there. I've covered that off, and he's now going to have the Lance Stroll to deal with. But I'm setting my sights fully on Pourchaire, and we're much closer this time. We have a bit more overtake at our disposal to use as well. So I'm going to start using it now to catch up, get some momentum. Now we've got DRS. Now we're going around the outside of the Red Bull, and we move ourselves up into P8, and that would be 4 points if we can bring it home. The pace, like I said in Bahrain, the pace isn't too shabby of this car, and it's actually looking quite good for us, although that line is not a line to take. Lap 26 out of 29. We're heading into the closing stages of this Australian Grand Prix now, but Théo Pourchaire is not giving up, and he's having a look down the inside once again. Is Pourchaire through? Yes, he is. Pourchaire moving back into 8th, and he's going to have another burst of DRS down this straight, but I'm just going to remain calm. We've got Lance Stroll having a look round the outside, but he's not going to find a way through there, and I'm just trying to keep my cool here, stay with the Red Bull, because we're going to get a chance where we get into the DRS zone. I don't have as much overtake as I had before, so we're going to have to drive this perfectly if we want to get back ahead of Théo Pourchaire. Are we going to be close enough here? It's going to be touch and go, isn't it? But I'm using that battery now. Got DRS open. We're going down the inside, and Pourchaire just didn't even fight that. I think he was caught a little bit napping by us there, and that is what has put us back into P8 and into the points. This is going to be Pourchaire and Albon getting past Stroll. So Stroll did get past Pourchaire, but he's now passed him back, and Alex Albon has followed through, but Oscar Piastri winning twice in a row here. 2 races, 2 wins for Oscar Piastri. Australia erupts for him, but for us, it's going to be an untoo shabby P8 finish. I am very happy with that. It's our team's first points. Let's go!
And that's the end of the race. We'll see you in Parc Fermé.
Oscar Piastri, take a bow. What a performance, what a win.
Well, that's 2 race wins in a row for them. I think they'll be really happy with that. I mean, 1 race win is great, but to have 2, you know that you've got it. You're a little bit more comfortable in your skin. This is a great sign of maybe what's to come next.
As the winners make their way up to the podium, one can only imagine the celebrations that will take place at McLaren tonight. Congratulations to everyone on the team, securing the win and proving that they're a force to be reckoned with out on the track. It's been an absolutely wild weekend of Formula One action, and I can't wait to see what's next.
McLaren securing that 1-2 then, with Valtteri Bottas getting second and Piastri taking his home win. Verstappen gets third, and then it's Russell and Norris completing the top 5. Perez is 6th, Alonso 7th, we're 8th, Pourchaire and Albon completing the points. So happy to get some points on the board for the team. This is a good starting point, and this is a good place to build from. And straight away it slotted us into 8th in the championship, equal with Lewis Hamilton, so we're doing something right here. But Piastri has an 18-point lead to Bottas, Russell lurking in the battle for second, and Verstappen just a little bit behind. Piastri is looking unstoppable right now, but can anyone topple him from the top? What progress can we make through the season? Well, thank you for watching this instalment of Career Mode. As always, please leave a like and hit subscribe if you're new here and you want to see more content from me. And until the next time, I have been Joe, TTFN, ta-ta for now, take care and enjoy the rest of your day.